Okay, it's Tuesday morning, and I'm extremely tired because y'all kept me up way too late at Poppy's last night. And I'm on my way to meet Johnny at Waffle House and a guest who's been visiting our church, and we're going to talk to them about coming to be part of Live Oak Baptist Church. Pretty exciting stuff. Not eating at Waffle House, not that exciting to me, but meeting a potential church member is really great. So this morning is going to be part one of a two-part talk, and we're going to entitle this our Easter egg basket part one. And I want to, for you to visualize just a big field of, and across this field are multicolored Easter eggs, little plastic Easter eggs all over this field. And you are in this field or at the beginning of the field, and it's just you. You're the only one that's going to be hunting for Easter eggs, but there's not a lot of hunting to be involved because you can see them. You have your Easter egg basket, and you have all these eggs out there that are for you to gather. Okay, so with that picture in your mind, I want us to go back to the verse that Johnny's been teaching us about these last few weeks, and that is the verse from the Shema, from Deuteronomy, that we are to love the Lord our God with all of our heart, with all of our soul, with all of our mind, with all of our strength, and that we're to love our neighbor as ourselves. That's the great command, And one of the key components of that is when Jesus tells us that on these two commands, all the law, all the prophets, everything rests on these two commands. So nothing else really matters. It all has applications and it all has value, but on loving God and loving people is where everything rests. And we can also add the component of the Great Commission to go and to teach and to tell. So we have the Great Command and the Great Commission, but the Great Command is where all the law and everything rests in. So as you look out and back out into your field and see all these multicolored Easter eggs, I want you to imagine that all these individual eggs are all the individual experiences that you have specifically in church. I know a lot of times we think, how do we manage this Christian life? This Sunday, I'm hearing, in order to be a good Christian, you need to do these things. And then the next Sunday, in order to be a good Christian, you need to do these things. And then we go to Sunday school, and we learn that we need to do these things. And we need to apply these things to our lives. And we need to be this, and we need to be that. And it can be overwhelming. How in the world am I going to do all these different things to be able to be a good Christian, to be a disciple of Christ? And wow, what in the world am I supposed to do? And oftentimes, because we can't figure it out, we just do the bare minimum, or just do whatever's in this egg that's closest to us, or this experience that's closest to us, and we don't have the benefit of the whole opportunity that Christ has before us. So, but I want us to look at it this way. As you take your Easter basket and as you go through the entire field and you're picking up this experience and this egg and this opportunity and this message and this song and this sermon, you're placing them all in one basket. And that basket is going to represent kind of the foundation where everything rests. So everything that you pick up and put into your basket, all is going to relate back to loving God and loving people. And if you think about it, it makes it much simpler for us to begin to understand. So Sunday morning, as you hear your Sunday school teacher teach a class, or as you're teaching a class or preparing for the class, you can simply ask yourself your question: how does this egg relate to loving God and loving people? Because that's where everything comes back to. Every lesson, every verse, every experience that you have in your life is all going to come back to loving God and loving people. And that's what we simply have to just base everything on that. And it makes it a little bit easier to digest and understand. So you have now a basket full of years of preaching and years of Bible study and years of Bible reading and years of telling other people about Jesus and years of all these things, but they all rest in the same basket of loving God, of loving people. So we can easily even go one step further and say that everything that we do in life as a Christian either adds to our basket or it takes away from our basket, our Easter egg basket. And so we can ask ourselves a question about our daily activity. How does this thing, going to this game, participating in this activity, watching this show, going to this movie, going on this vacation, going to this neighbor's house, making this phone call, listening to this music, how does this add to my basket of loving God and loving people, or how does it take away from my basket of loving God and loving people? Now, I understand at some point all illustrations break down, but for me, I think it's just a really neat illustration for us to understand how we're just to manage through and walk through. And it's a lot easier for us to think, okay, everything that I'm going to learn on this Sunday or this Wednesday night or this Bible study or through my Bible reading today is going to have direct application to how much more I love God and how much more I take that love of God to those around us. And this is going to be the illustration that we're going to use when it comes to discipleship, because discipleship too is this big, huge thing. And we're going to talk about that at part 2, because I've already taken way too much time. Thank you for listening, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.